Ladies and gentlemen, Arknights will soon release a special banner called The Front that was on the 18th of April. It features all new operators from the 3 previous main story special banner. Except the limited ops of course. This banner is more or less similar to CC Event Joint Operation banner, where the only ops you can get are the ones featured in the banner. Back in CN server this banner was released alongside IS3. And for the preparation of episode 11. Anyway, let us first see the operators featured in this banner. For the 6th star we have Horn, Saileach and Mudrock. An amazing 6-star unit that will certainly help your gameplay. First let's see Horn. Horn is a fortress defender that can launch a projectile to a further target. That can deal massive AoE damage. Because of her AoE damage we mostly use her for offensive use. And she won't do much when blocking an enemy. While her stat is tanky, she lacks skills that improve her tankiness. Additionally, her attack range can be quite restrictive in some stages. Though most of the time you can manage this by using other blockers to create a perfect tactical point for her. With her talent 1 she can increase other defender attacks. Talent 2 gives her a second life and adds a nice bonus. But her HP got cut in half. Which is usually not a bad thing, considering we typically use her away from enemies. In fact you might want this state to active. For skills, all of her skills are useful. Skill 1 is the consistent DPS option, with a unique ability to reveal invisible enemies. Skill 2 can inflict a big nuke of physical and arts damage. And pretty much the skill to use when she's going to do a lot of blocking. Skill 3 is her widely used skill. It is simple but provides a big burst of damage. The next one is Saileach. This Jandark Knight is a standard bearer vanguard. She can generate DP more efficiently than other vanguard archetypes, while also providing useful utility for your team. Such as her talent 1. It will make allies unit near her banner to receive an attack speed bonus, while enemy will receive an attack speed reduction instead. Talent 2 will make an operator that is deployed after her have their DP cost reduced by 2. Useful if you need to deploy a unit as soon as you secure a DP printer vanguard. Skill 1 is her basic DP generation skill. It is her most effective skill to generate DP. But most of the time you want to use her other skills that provide DP and other utility. Like skill 2 that will generate DP, throws her banner and give defense and regeneration healing to allied unit with lowest HP within range. Skill 3 generates DP and throws her banner toward the enemy in range, dealing AoE critical damage and stunning them. Additionally gives a slow and fragile effect to all enemies inside the banner range. Overall she is a great vanguard providing DP and other utility. And since her rarity makes her DP cost bigger, which isn't good news for a vanguard, it's a good idea to get all of her potentials. Though if you're only looking for a DP printer, building either Elysium or Myrtle should be suffice. The last 6-star is Mudrock. A juggernaut defender that can only be healed by using regeneration healing, such as heal from Saileach skill 2, Perfumer talent, Sora Tray, etc. Although she can't be healed with a normal heal, but by all means she is not vulnerable. With her talent 1 she can have up to 3 shield. Each protects her from any kind of attack, weak or strong. And when the shield breaks, she will recover some percentage of her HP to keep her going. Talent 2 makes her take 30% less damage from Sarkaz enemies. This is typically useful for Act 2 of the main story where we fight a lot of Sarkaz. For skills, it is mostly skill 2 or skill 3 that you will use. Skill 2 is mainly the default option. This can give consistent damage to the enemies, with a chance to stun them, and gives her some heal. Skill 3 is used if you want her to attack a group of enemies. Or it can also be used to targeting a specific enemy. This skill will first slow down the enemy's movement speed, then stun them, And then it's the bonking time from Mudrock. Now for the other rarity, I must say it's jam-packed with medic. For the 5-star, we have Whisperain, Mulberry and Rockrock. Whisperain is an amazing therapist medic, with a talent that gives additional regeneration healing, and skill 2 with a quick healing interval and easily gives status resistance buff. If IS3 is close by or you haven't cleared IS2 or episode 6, having her as your medic is certainly useful, as the stages in that event or main story are negative status heavy. Though if you already have my bro my dude Jordi Fontana-Rossa, it's not necessary to build Whisperain. But of course, a lower rarity is useful to be used in a mode like integrated strategies, especially to counter stun, which is quite often in that mode. Next up, we have Mulberry, a wandering medic to counter elemental damage. Although there's a free option Honeyberry from Red Search Shop, I can say Mulberry is better. For a talent that benefits medic more, especially her archetype has a pretty low attack. Skill 1 is a good consistent basic and elemental damage healing, while skill 2 is an amazing burst healing, and gives elemental damage reduction to all allies in range. The last 5-star is a Rockrock. Rochelle is a great single target caster, although she lacks crowd control ability like her Mecha Cord colleagues, and you have to manage her skill 2 to avoid getting stunned for too long. Now for the 4-star. The 4-star is a bit meh to be honest. We have Jackie, Roberta, and Dee's Nut. Jackie is a brawler that depends on her dodge to deal the most out of her damage, which is not really a good thing. Though skill 1 can still provide consistent DPS if you don't want to depend on her dodge. Roberta is an artificer supporter, a ground unit supporter that can deploy a device that gives the target extra defense and shields to protect them from one instance of attack. With her gimmick she can be a very useful operator in some situation. For example, using her shield to protect someone from episode 10 cannon. Also, a useful supporter to be used as a shuffle card in Triple S mode, to replace a ground unit, or as an early blocker in IS mode. Last one is Chestnut, a 4-star wandering medic. He doesn't really have a significant advantage when compared to the higher rarity. Especially he doesn't have a healing priority to heal someone with the most elemental damage taken. And since a 5-star wandering medic is available in Red Search Store, might as well buy and build Honeyberry, or use Mulberry if you have her. But don't ignore this little man just yet. He can be useful in IS mode as a cheap elemental damage counter. So, we have seen all the featured operators. I can say all of the 6 and 5-star operators here are amazing in their respective niche. Obtaining their duplicate is also not a bad idea, though it's mostly in Saileach case, since she benefits a lot more from potential upgrade. For the question whether you should pull this banner or not, it mostly depends on how many 6-star you already have in this banner, and whether there's other banner you wanted to pull in the future, such as Texas Alta Limited banner, which we still don't know the exact date yet. Also keep in mind getting a specific operator here, especially the 6-star, is difficult. If you don't have all of the 6-star featured, then you can pull this one. If you don't have to, I suppose it's still fine. Though consider your priority first. If you have all of them, skip this one and upgrade operator potential through other means. That should be all. Never mind, peace is never an option. Adios.
力と栄光！おい、やめろって！